Here's a use for your Swiss Army knife you may have never thought about. Get a couple of strong sticks. Pretty straight too. Alright, so what you want to do first is cut two lengths of wood that are pretty straight and approximately the length from the beginning of your palm to your elbow. Alright, now I got two pieces of wood that are roughly that thick, and now you got to do a lot of woodwork. Alright, so the idea here is to have this as straight as possible, and you want it tapered, so one end is going to be fatter than the other, and the fatter end is going to be the bottom end because that gives it good weight when you're swinging it around. So just start going at it. Alright, for this next part you're going to need your Swiss Army knife or Leatherman or something that's got an awl. What you're going to do is on the thinner end here, you're going to put one hole, I guess, I don't know, about an inch down, and then another one about another inch and a half down. And it's important that they're perfectly on top of each other and they need to go all the way through the wood. You just go back the other way like this, just to get the hole nice and even all the way through. You know, one smooth diameter. Clean it out real good, because you're going to have to fit paracord through here like twice, so it's got to be somewhat big. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. So then I just got to do another one. Said about that length, right about here. So I'm going to drill that out and I'll get back to you. Alright, so after you have both of your holes drilled out right here, what you need to do is come in from the top and drill a hole, and you got to make it wide so it comes down and meets that first hole right there. Alright, so you got 2 holes there, one in the top, and that top hole meets that second hole right there. Let's see. Morning guys, I didn't have time to finish those nunchucks yesterday, so I'm just gonna rework this piece of broken obsidian I made a while back to an arrowhead, and then I'll finish up those nunchucks. Well, I guess this piece just never wanted to become an arrowhead. I done messed up. I could still fix this into something really small, but I'm not going to waste my time on it today. The next step after you have that top hole bored out and the other 2 holes bored out is this. I'm just taking the small blade on my Swiss Army knife, and what you're going to do is score a line from the bottom of this hole to the top of this hole, and you're going to do that on this side too. And then do one down the middle as well. You know, make them pretty deep. Now what you're going to do is just pick that wood out of there to create a notch. And you're going to do that, you know, on the back side of this, and then the same thing to the other one, and just clean these up, you know, nice and even and square, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, take a piece of paracord that's about that long, and then just fuse the ends up. Alright, so to tie these up, put it down the top hole. Bring it through like that. Go through the bottom hole. Just like that. So now it looks like that. And then you got to go back through the top hole and come out the top, which is going to be tricky. Alright, after you've got the rope all the way through and back out on both sides just like this, what you want to do is take the fat end of your other stick, put it just like this, and then tie a knot around it. And this is to judge the distance. So right there, it's going to tie a square knot. Tighten that up really good. And then do the same thing on this one. Exact same process. Alright, the next step, after you got the knots nice and fused up and tight, is you want to pull that knot back down into here. And then pull this other end up. So that way you only have, you know, just one rope sticking out like that, and the knot is going to be tucked away in there. You do that on both of them. Alright, now what you do is just take this end and put it through the hole, like that. And then you do the same thing on the other end. So now what you have is that. And then you just slide them up. Just like that. And then when you pull them together, what you get is a square knot. Just like that. Now you have a pair of nunchucks.